So, all praise to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our Elohim, Israel. So, I got to thinking about all this bank issues since I work in the bank and I underwrite mortgages and have been for a long time now 15 plus 20 years. And as 2020 came upon us and 2021 and all that, I kept telling the VPs on my level at the bank, this is not going to end well, because essentially what these rates have done is they've destroyed the refinance market. Now, a lot of people don't know what that meant, but over the last umpteen years, people would refi in the first and second quarter, and then they'd start buying properties in the third and fourth. And that was simply because they had refinanced their debt back into their collateral, into their real property. And after 2020 and 21, it became very evident that if you keep rates at a 2.5, there's really no real way of enticing the person, the investor or the resident, to refinance. Why would I refinance from a 2.5 to a 4 and a 5 and a 6? I'm losing money essentially. And so now, fast forward a year, from that time, 3 years on, now we're having banks, go broke, belly up, and that's because the investing refinance market has ended. Everything in this country was based on real property. They capitalized on real property, meaning the so-called Negro slaves or African slaves, they were capitalized on. Everything has been capitalized, meaning that there's some sort of money or value that is used to gain in this country for wealth. And it's funny because the real property that is now here, or the real property that was used to maintain wealth, is now about to lose its intrinsic value. That's your properties. The properties. And it's funny because history, they took properties, they built properties on top of properties, didn't tell anybody. They built developments on top of other people's lands. They built the civilization, their civilization on top of another civilization. This is what they do. So at the end, the economies of these civilizations that they have had in use to maintain their wealth and their prosperity has to come to an end, because at the end of the day, there's nothing left. The real property, there's nothing left. There's no ability to sustain anything next. And, when you look at how they've transmitted this money or these values or this wealth, it too has to be changed. If you look at the way that they do the healthcare, poor whites, poor blacks, elderly, whomever, unless you can afford it, look at how they do the healthcare. Like, they have not been good stewards of anything. It doesn't matter what their stupid little white Jesus says, love. They don't love. It doesn't matter what they turn around and say, that we can get through it. They're not going to get through it. All this stuff has come to an end because they have not done right by the people. They've done the will of the Father by allowing them to be to hang themselves That was the will of the Father, for them to hang themselves, them to do what they're going to do so that they can be judged. They have nothing, they can say nothing about, hey, it wasn't me, it wasn't me, it wasn't, I didn't have nothing. No, I did this to my children, to the descendants of my children. So I'm going to do it to the descendants of your children. So they don't have a leg to stand on. And now you got stupid Biden and stupid Kamala running like chickens with their head cut off, not knowing which way to go. They still dealing with some Ukrainian false Ashkenaz whose whole civilization, society is based on ism. And they want to act like they hold some value in the minds of the people. The BRICS nations are like, yo, we're done with you. We're getting Mexico. And you know who's going to be next? Canada. We're going to be sitting in the middle of aliens, or in the middle of the BRICS. We'll be sitting as a nation, we'll be sitting in the middle of the BRICS, which makes sense because this is just how things have transposed. This is how things have come to fruition. This is how it is. This is how it must all end for them. They have lost their understanding. They have lost their way. Matter of fact, they never had a way. You know, when they go, we lost our way. No. You never had a way. Your way was to kill, steal, and destroy. And now your banking system is imploding, which is the one system that holds up your entire economy, holds up your entire system. And, you know, you guys are going to try to figure out a way to save face, but it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late because the money, or rather because the time come 2024, the feeling is it's a wrap. So it's going to be too late for what you're trying to anticipate to do to try to fix something that is unfixable. Welcome to the game. Welcome to the Father's games, to the Father's game, Gentiles. You need to shut the hell up, figure out how you're going to make things happen with and under the children of God, and ride this out. You better cleave. I'm saying, get away from that New Testament. Just throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash. It is trash. Do away with that. Get back into reading your Old Testament so you can understand the prophecies that are coming now, that are here now. Because if you don't, and you're still trying to cleave to the Romanized New Testament, man, you might as well slit your throat right now. It's a wrap for you. Because that madness is madness. That's what was used to bring down the Torah. But, you know, y'all know many won't, but that's okay. None of my business, not my problem. Situation is that, you know, this real property that the banks have invested in, and that now is losing its value because the banks were not good stewards of its own monetary fiscal principles. It's over. And this is just the beginning. The economy goes, the education goes, the political goes. Then what? You already got the people thinking that they men and women when they went women and men. So the confusion is already there. It's already set up. It's already set up for a demise. That's why this isn't even hard to see. When you start getting confused as to who you are, who the Creator made you to be, well, then at the end of the day, then you're going to be tossed to and fro. You ain't got no common sense. You're going to lose faith. You're not going to have any understanding. And now they've got to the point where they don't even have any understanding. Their banks are falling. Their money is going. They got nothing to back up their money with. The BRICS nations are slapping them in the face, going, now what? Now what? They can't control the narrative. What they got left? What they got left? They got nothing. They got nothing. So just stay up, family. Stay up. Things are happening quicker than we can ever imagine. And from this point forward, they're going to move so fast that it's going to make our heads spin. Just stay in control. Stay in the know. Love the Father. Shalom.